Welcome everybody to another episode of CEOpen Mic. Today we are just about to start a whole new series of CEOpen Mic called Face Off. That series consists of two guests, two people that cannot live without each other, but sometimes the relationship tends to be quite complicated. So today we're going to speak about pretty difficult relationship between operators and affiliates. And my guests are people who you know pretty well already, Alessandro and Martins. Guys, would you please introduce yourselves, Alessandro?
Well, thank you, Bartek. Yeah, my name is Alessandro 𝐓𝐡𝐞. My company is called 𝐓𝐡𝐞 Consulting, and we have a few operations in Africa, specifically in the southern part of Africa, Eswatini, Mozambique. Now we're opening a couple of new countries. And yes, obviously, we cannot live without affiliate, even though they're very expensive.
That's a good start. So you will be representing operators today. Martins?
Hello, my name is Martin. I'm co-founder of Media24. We have around 60 websites. And yes, we can't live without operators. But sometimes they are scammers.
Fair enough.
All right, so I will take that ball, Martins. So round one, the art of scam. You say the operators sometimes they are scammers. So how would they scam you? Like, what's the typical way?
The typical way is to remove players from database. You can see that he's playing 30 days. In the 1st of April, he don't play it no more.
Alessandro, do you do it on a daily basis?
No, we don't. And we use this kind of information to try to show that, we're a lot more transparent, and I'm aware that this is something that happened in the industry. And again, as I was saying before we started with Martins, I've been an affiliate for a long period of time, and that happened to me. It depends on the quality of the operator you work with. It comes down to that. Like for us, it's the quality of the affiliate you work with. For them, is the quality of the operator you work. But yes, I am sure that happens, and I'm sure that sometimes they don't pay you. So I'm aware of this kind of issues.
But as an operator, could that happen that you do remove some players or some information from a database, but not because you want to scam affiliate, but because you simply have to for some reason? Could that happen?
I mean, I think that the reason that can happen is because you sign a bad deal. So over time, we sign a few bad deals, especially with international affiliate that wants to come into Africa. They believe Africa is like Europe, and they want to have similar deals. And then, even if the deal is for a certain period of time, if you see you losing money, you sit down with them and say, guys, I need to terminate the agreement. So I believe there are other approach to that, instead of, charging admin fees or stealing player or, tampering with the numbers. It's a lot easier to sit down with the affiliate and say, hey, we are not making profit. We can show you. And we have had a case recently of a South African affiliate where we weren't making money. And once you prove them that you're not profitable, they also want you to be profitable to keep the relationship going. And in that case, you sit down and renegotiate the deal. So I think there are other ways to do it. The easiest way is to make everyone happy and give 60% to everyone or whatever they pay, and then cheat on the number. But I think that intelligent affiliate like Martin realized that, and they stop working with you once the trust is broken. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
And from your perspective, Martins, what kind of percentage of operators do have those tactics? More like 5%, more like 95%?
I can tell in the numbers, but if I see something like this, we remove this operator. I already told last time when I was in Warsaw, when I was speaking with you, there was one brand, there was like 20% chargebacks. 20% chargebacks. Plus we see players who was blocked, and after some while they started to play again, but in player report we didn't get commission. There was a zero. So I can't tell exact number, but there is some brands who do this all the time.
Right.
But also, I mean, we were talking again before the show. It also depends where you work, because if you work on Curaçao-based licenses, things are easier to. There is less oversight, I would say, than again, we work in Africa, but still where we work, we have licenses and there is some sort of regulation. And if you mess up with local player, they can easily report you. and that kind of report actually end up on your table at some point, where if you work on whatever 𝐒𝐫𝐿 or 𝐷𝐬𝐿 or all these licenses, which I haven't worked with them in a long time, so I don't know how things are now. I know 𝐒𝐫𝐿 has changed a lot. I don't have the data to see if it's changed for the good or for the bad, but I guess that in the past, whatever problem you had, if you were making a complaint, no one would lose their license. So there's also a reason why these people feel that they can get away with it.
Would you say that's a difference between regulated and unregulated markets, or is it a difference between different geos?
I think it depends of regulation, because if a brand has license, I always can write to the regulator and tell they are making a shit something, making the shits. But where I will write 𝐒𝐿, they will not answer. And the same, it's about this platforms. I don't know, Alessandro, which platform do you use for affiliates? But I had experience with one of affiliate platforms that I had a question, because I see some mistakes in a platform that the operator was sending a different data all the time, and I was directly asked for affiliate platform, and they blocked me. They didn't want to speak with me. What can I do? Even the affiliate platforms is working for operators. Yeah, I understand that money is paying operator, not affiliates.
All right, Alessandro, from the other side, the typical misbehavior from affiliate side. Like, what's your experience on that one?
I mean, as I was telling before, I mean, we don't get scammed by affiliate. The problem is when you sign a bad deal. As I said before, I mean, especially established affiliates, we work with a lot of South African affiliates. They expect certain number because they have certain number on certain competitor, and when you go to them and say, yeah, but that competitor is charging 20% admin fees and we don't, they understand obviously what the 20% admin fee is, but they still prefer the higher number because it's easier to then go and do their own job and acquire player themselves, because they can offer player higher fees. So from our point of view, is the deal that are being requested, where in most cases they're just not plausible. You don't make money out of certain of the deal, that especially CPA. I mean, we very rarely work on CPA, because we've noticed that on our BI that I don't want to generalize and say all of them, but a good percentage of the CPA deal that we run have a much higher churn rate after the first TD or second TD. So we see the drop off after they get the CPA paid, and obviously it's difficult to have this conversation with the affiliate, say, it's your fault, you're trying to scam me. He's not really trying to scam you, he's doing what you ask him to do. The quality of the traffic is not good enough. So sometimes you try and you realize the quality of the traffic is not good enough. And then on that area, you need to have a good affiliate manager. Luckily, we have a good affiliate manager. And again, I've been an affiliate for a long time, so I supervise that a lot. And when we see this kind of behavior, we just terminate contract, or again, we renegotiate them. And in most cases, the affiliates are willing to renegotiate because they see the future and they see the collaboration going on. And if not, they just go and they're going to find someone else to steal from, basically. Well, steal is not the right word, but you know what I mean.
So, Alexandra, most of your affiliates is working on CPA?
No. Most of my affiliates are working on revenue share. We have probably 4 or 5 affiliates between the 3 countries actually, we're at the moment, where we offer CPAs. But our competitors, I mean, the Betways, the big boys offer CPAs. When we run the number, we realize that in the country we work, offering CPA doesn't really make sense, because the value of the player in Africa is very low. And if you start paying CPA plus a 30% hybrid commission, you don't make money. If you start having a 50% churn rate, you just don't make money. And they keep telling you, yeah, but those players that register today, in 6 months they will be profitable. Yeah, in 6 months I'm out 100 grand. Maybe we'll start covering 10 grand. It doesn't make sense. So it's a game of tomorrow you're going to make your money back. And we care obviously about the company valuation, but we care more about the end of the month EBITDA.
I also prefer work on revenue share, because I think it's the fairest way to work together. You got money, I will get money.
I agree. I agree. And again, in 12 years that I've been an affiliate, I think we got one deal in CPAs in Italy. And we did very, very well because again, like you, we're trying to have a symbiotic relationship with the operator where it's a win-win, like you say. I make money, you make money. If I don't make money, at some point I'm gonna stop paying you, and I might not be able to pay your last invoice or last two invoices if I don't have money in the bank. So but not every affiliate thinks like that. Most of them, no, we see that there is a group of affiliate that thinks about themselves first, which I understand, but it has to be a partnership, not a one-way street. Like it shouldn't be a one-way street towards us. And there are operators that, like you said before, as the opposite. They have one-way street towards them.
Yeah, correct. And about you mentioned admin fee. Why no one shows these admin fees? There is so many operators they don't show admin fees. So we will pay you 60% revenue share, 70% revenue share, 75% revenue share. But how big is admin fee? No one wants to show this.
Again, it comes down to the partner. For both of us, I think that yes, we're on the opposite side of this duel or whatever you want to call it. But I believe it comes down to the partner you work with because some of them, if you go in Italy, for example, or even if you go on my site, in terms of condition is written that we charge a 10% admin fees. Okay, because there is there is a reason why we have to do that. Some payments has to go out down in crypto, getting money out of certain countries is complicated and costs us money, and so on and so forth. So we have the admin fees and it's there and it's written. I guarantee you that our competitor, there are competitors charge probably 20-25%, but it is what it is.
Again, Alessandro, if there will be the companies all like your company, then I think this podcast didn't happen.
But it goes both ways. I believe that in any industry there are the good apple and the bad apple, and you've been in this industry for a long time. I've been in this industry for a long time. The reason why we've been for a long time is because we make mistakes, granted, but we try to work in the most ethical way possible. And again, sometimes you make mistakes. You need to renegotiate deal, and sometimes you need to renegotiate deal for the past 2 months because again, you see you losing money, and you hope the affiliate will understand and will accept because he understands that the deal was wrong in the first place. Sometimes people say no, and you have to pay. Sometimes people say no, and they get their money in 6 months. Most time people say yes because we're lucky enough that our affiliates are. We're very happy with the affiliate we work with. So, and then again, Africa affiliation is not as big as it is in Europe. I mean, I would say 30% of our clients are affiliate, where I would say in most of Europe, 65%. I don't know, you know better than me, but I would say 65% of operators' revenues come from affiliates.
I don't know these numbers, but it can be, yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing. Let's say I'm guessing.
Let me get back a little bit to agenda because you are not supposed to be nice to each other. Martin's the ball in your court again. You said, well, the typical ways of, well, maybe not typical, but if there's an operator who tries to scam you, was the typical way to scam you, like you said about removing the players from the database. Like any other shady tactics that you saw?
First of all, it's not always operator fault. Sometimes there is mistakes in affiliate platforms also. It's third-party platform, and not always it's in operator side. In many cases, there is operator who is sending different data. So how can also the scam? It's what I see before it's chargebacks. Players who is self-included. I don't know how much in Africa people are self-included all the time. Maybe you can share this data because for me it's I want to know how much in real life people self-include all the time.
Well, let's say the AML in Africa is a bit different than AML in Europe. So self-exclusion is not really something that we do much. I mean, the player can ask in chat and we can self-exclude them on one. We run different platforms. In one of our platform, player can self-exclude themselves. But yeah, no, I don't have it on top of my mind, but I don't think it's big. Maybe a player out of 100, something like that, 1% maybe. I
1%.
think that's probably on the higher side. But yeah, I don't have it on top of my mind. My question that I have for you is, did did ever an operator not pay you your fees?
Yes, I pay.
No, no. Did they ever skip a payment? Did they ever say we don't pay you and just withhold your
It's
payment?
no. I think almost all pays. Yes, sometimes there is delay, but delay 2 3 months, but they still pay because we have already name. If I will start speak about this brand, I don't think that they will like.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to reputability. If a brand is has a good reputability, they don't want to ruin it. Like if an affiliate is a big affiliate in the country we work, there are 10 top tier operator, and we all know each other, and we all chat on WhatsApp. So if we know an affiliate is a bad affiliate, very quickly the goes out of business, even though there are ways to go around that. But yeah, I for an operator it's a lot harder to not pay and stay still in business. But yeah, I understand.
But in our case, it's really hard to believe that the data what the operator is sending is true. How we can know that the data what is in an affiliate platform is true? It's easy for them to scam it, to change data, remove players, remove deposit amounts. They can show us what they want. So I believe that I hope that in the future there is will be guys who will make all these players on a blockchain, and we will see on a live data all players. Okay, I understand that they will not pay anymore, like 40%, 35%. They will pay less, but it will be open, and we will see it. I hope it will happen in the future.
That's a very good idea.
Will you actually do it,
Maybe
Alessandro?
Yeah, I mean, look, again, we don't have much to hide, so. But yeah, I agree with him. I mean, if you ask the software that whatever we use Income Access, we use Martico, and we're very happy with them. But I'm sure that if you ask them to cut the data, they would do it. So again, you have to trust the operator. Like the operator needs to trust the affiliate. Obviously, the trust from one side to the other is a lot more because we have a lot more tools on our arsenal if we want to cheat. That is out of doubt. I mean, we can see if we're not happy with an affiliate, we can see it in within 7 days, really and truly. You can see what kind of traffic they drive in, and you can stop them. An affiliate will never know. But I guess that what you can do is that you can compare. You're gonna send. I guess you send the same player to different platform because we have done that for ages. Where if you have 1,000 player, you offer them all the different platform. You can see how the player perform on different sites, and if there are big discrepancies, obviously the one that's the lower number has to have some issues.
correct, Alexandro, because I right now I write on my notes trust data. Because we always what we do we compare with other operators. We send the same amount of traffic. We see how rec to dep. We see all this data. So all the time we're trying to compare and see if someone is scamming. You can see it's really fast.
Yeah, I mean, and then also on the operator side, depending who's your software provider, because I mean, we use B2Bet, which is part of Aristocrat, for example, which is a massive company. They're not gonna do anything that is out of the ordinary for a client, especially we are compared to their client, a very small client, because Africa, again, is a much smaller market than Europe or North America. So they will not ruin their name to help you save 50 grand a month. They don't really care. So it also depends on that. But I mean, today there are probably 2 million different casino providers. So that's also a bit difficult.
And in a gray market, it's also that the payments are blocked. They can't make a deposit. The payment was blocked for 1 weeks, and we didn't know this. We not say that the direct debit is really low. And then when you start ask, oh yeah, the payment was blocked. It's not our fault again. We send the traffic. We did, because I think sometimes operators, I don't know about you, but sometimes I think they think that, okay, affiliates asking a lot of money, and they make a website, ask a lot of money, and that's all. Sitting in Malibu Beach drinking cocktails, that's all. But when I start Media 24, it was like 2 years. 2 years we invest money to get this traffic. It's not that you can go in a shop and buy this traffic. No, we work a lot. In this time, we were like more than 10 people working each day, day by day, 2 years to get this traffic. And in the same time, we send the traffic, and it's not converting. It's sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's payment. Sometimes we see on operator side that they don't know how to work with our clients. They don't have like this how it's called, retention. The retention is really bad, and it's again all the time we need to check the data, analyze, speak with them, where is the problem, and so on. It's day-to-day job.
I've been on your side of the discussion for a long time, and now that I'm on this side of the conversation, because now I'm an operator, I can tell you that for me, affiliate is the least profitable channel of acquisition. Okay, because affiliates are expensive. Okay, there is no doubt about that. And I know Bartek wants some riffraff. So now this might be the way. You guys are expensive, okay? And in fact, in the new country we're opening, we are trying to do our own acquisition, because I believe we're pretty strong on acquisition ourselves, both online and offline. Again, Africa offline marketing is still massive compared to the market you work in. And affiliate, again, are very expensive. That being said, affiliate reach player that we are not able to reach ourselves, okay? And there is some ingenuity in what the affiliate does. I mean, groups and bots and stuff that we don't have that knowledge to do it ourselves. So I respect the work you do. On the other hand, I also believe that we got to a point where the competition to get affiliate became crazy, and we're giving out ridiculous revenue share that are not are not viable with the risk that we take. Because if a guy win $1 million, we have to pay. You guys just take rollover, and the next month you start making money again. We are down $1 million, and that's something that sometimes I feel the affiliate don't understand. And I didn't understand it until I started being an operator a few years ago. Because before, for me, was yes, I want to try to bring as much as good traffic as possible, but if they win, it's your problem. You're the operator, not me. Now that I'm an operator, I realize that there are low risks connected to the business, where you have expenses to pay regardless, fees for obviously running costs, taxes, license fees. And when you add them up, I mean, I pay 3% a month more than that in deposit fees in Mozambique, which is our biggest market, which for you might be little, because obviously in Europe, especially in gray market, the fees are much higher. But for the amount of deposit withdrawal we do, because Africa obviously is higher deposit withdrawal market, no one leave money in the platform, that is about 20% of our cost. When you add that up, plus 40% for the affiliate or more, because then you have something on top for the affiliate manager, for the guy that the referral, okay, and then the taxes, and then everything else, platform, casino games provider, you're left with 10% maybe. But then if they win, you pay 100. So the risk is 10 to 1. And we got to a point where I don't know if it makes sense unless you have high quality affiliate that brings really good traffic. So I understand what we do. We shouldn't do it, but we also got pushed in a way where in order to get traffic, we need to overpay for stuff. Okay, because we're overpaying today. We're overpaying.
Okay, you tell us that affiliates are expensive, but in the same time, brands make advertising on TV, sponsoring sport teams, and it's not like 1 million, it's like 10 millions. And how much they get back? No one knows. Again, with affiliate, it's you work in revenue share, you will get back this money. So where is
Yes.
the you are ready to spend a lot of money on TV and team sponsoring, but for affiliate, you tell that it's expensive. So okay, if it's expensive, why you give like 40%? Why? If it's not a good deal, again.
So again, I believe that what you say before something that I want to piggyback on. I believe the most brand are not they don't have a really strong affiliate team on their side that understand properly what they're doing. And I've seen that when I was an affiliate. I mean, we were talking to people that did not understand the business as good as we did. Okay. So that is a problem. On the other hand, I mean, so we are not doing CPA because when they ask me for CPA, now I'm going to give you a number that for you is ridiculous because it's super low, but for Mozambique is super high. When they start charging me $5 for CPA in Mozambique on a client that is worth $12, it's just crazy. Because when I pay $5 for that, plus I need to pay you something extra on a monthly basis, and I make, let's say, $15 out of it, I'm not making money. I guarantee you I'm not making money. But the thing is, if all your competitors are doing, at some point, you do it because you feel you have KPIs to it. In my company, again, I have an affiliate team, but I also overlook the affiliate a lot, and I try not to take bad deals because I don't like growing, not making money. Again, for me, the EBITDA at the end of the month or the end of the year is the what I care because it's my money. I need to make sure I'm profitable, but in big corporation, it's not necessarily the 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, is how many FTDs have I generated this month? Okay, how much I pay for those FTDs doesn't necessarily come out today. It come out in 8 months' time when they've closed the year and they realize they've been losing money there, and then they change because in Italy we have had deal closed back in the days when we're affiliate because they were too expensive, but it took them a year to realize they were too expensive because for a period of time it was about growing the business, growing the number, because whatever, there might be a sales involved, there might be some other narrative that are not necessarily the day-to-day profitability. Okay, so, and again, new brand that wants to come in, they don't have the million to spend in marketing. What they can do is they can pay you because every dollar they give you, in theory, they should be making $1.2. Okay, until the first guy wins a million, and then they realize they're not making $1.2 because they haven't factored in the potential win when you have a rollover, and they don't. Okay, so either they go broke or they pay the guy and close the affiliate because they realize they haven't made any money. But the market has become insanely competitive. Again, Africa is not as competitive yet, but it is going that direction. Nigeria, Kenya, we don't operate directly there, but I've had brand there in the past, and the affiliate market is really competitive. It's European level competitive, and it's really difficult to work when you know you're barely breaking even. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that question because I wouldn't sign most of the deals that are out there. Okay, I wouldn't sign them.
Okay, and so what you are telling that there is problem in the market that some brands are coming and offering for affiliates like 40, 50, 60%. And you also need pay more for affiliates.
Yeah, if you want to stay in the game, again, we don't really play that game. Whoever wants to work with us at the percentage we offer. If they don't, we spend the money elsewhere. But that's probably one of the reasons why affiliate is not the number one channel of acquisition for us, because we're not willing to give the deal that they want. We have some VIP that makes 50%, but they're VIPs and they've been with us for a long time, and we know they're profitable because they're a very good player. But otherwise, we pay 30, 35 in average. That's probably 33, 34 is our average payout monthly. And again, CPA, I think we have maybe 5 deals in total between all the clients. In Mozambique, I think we have 2 deals on CPA because they are barely profitable and we want to work with them. But yeah, affiliates are expensive, and the value of the player that we get from offline activity or that we get from Google Ads is better because it costs us less. It just costs us less. I mean, for $0.7, I get an FTDs in Mozambique. Okay, now I'm mentioning Mozambique number because of the one that I have better in my brain. Like out of my mind. But I believe on the other market we have similar numbers.
I think in Europe it will be higher. It will be much higher.
Obviously, because Europe is a lot more competitive when you have to go and rank for keywords and pay for them, bid for it 100%. But again, affiliates are also expensive. I mean, the only place I work in Italy has been in Europe has been Italy. But when you add all the taxes, I don't think the operator has ever made crazy money with me as an affiliate. And we were doing well. Not in Malibu Beach swimming, like you say, we were working, but the risk they were taking compared to the risk they were taking is completely different.
Yeah, but in our side, it's also the risk. We are investing a lot of money in making a website, making SEO, doing this all, and you can't know it's will happen or not. Google will
True.
like or not. It's also a risk on our side because it's not like that we ask a lot of money, but we are invest also a lot of money. I think sometimes operators also don't understand. I think you must know how much you need to spend for content, for employees, taxes, content, link building. It's a lot. In the end of the month, it's crazy numbers.
I agree. Again, there are two sides of the story, and that's why we're here. And I believe that we both have our right, and we both have things where we can do better.
Yep, because I agree also with you. I know many affiliates who sending a traffic, and this traffic don't give the value what we are. It depends of keywords. It always depends on which keyword. I know many affiliates. First of all, what they are doing SEO for brand name. For brand name, taking your money. I think it's because we don't do this. We don't like this. And I know others are doing a lot of this, making, I don't know, bet365 malaysia.com and making really, really similar website. BAMs. And you pay advertising for your brand and so on, and affiliate take it. And sometimes also there is like keywords like zero deposit amount or something like this, free bets or keywords like this, and they are sending really low players.
Let me step in here because we're gonna have the part speaking about the unethical, legal but not really cool things to do. So we're gonna get to that part. But to close that round of the conversation, Alessandro, I want to get back to one of the things you said a couple of minutes ago. Both of you guys are really experienced in what you do and like really experienced in the industry in general. And you, Alessandro, said at some point that there are some deals that I signed, but I made a mistake, so then I renegotiate the deal, which is kind of normal. But then again, both of you do have some pretty good idea when not to enter a deal. For instance, if I'm a unknown affiliate brand and I would come to you, Alessandro, and I would say, hey, I want to sign a deal with you, pay me $10,000 a month admin fee or however you want to call it, you probably wouldn't sign it. Probably. So starting with you, Alessandro, like if you were to give some tips to operators, like if an affiliate is approaching you and he wants to work with you, what are the red lights or red flags that would tell you no?
Well, again, in the market we work, when someone asks for CPA, in my opinion, in most cases, is not confident about the traffic is going to bring in, first of all. And then, obviously, if someone wants a special deal, you need to do due diligence. You need to see what sites is going to use to drive traffic, how it's going to drive traffic. You need to have metrics of what it brought to other operators. And you need to double check those metrics, ideally with the operator. Again, we are lucky enough that we work in markets where we know our competitor knows us, and we are able to exchange notes here and there on any problem, from taxes to affiliate to getting money out of the countries. There is a sense of community where we all want to do well. We all compete, but we also all want to do well. So if you tell me you're doing $1 million a month with one of my competitors, we can very easily verify that if it's true or not. So I would say those are the main thing. And if you don't know the guy, be conservative, because you're most likely to be burned than to be the lucky one that found the golden nuggets that no one knows and has 7 million users to drive to you. I mean, when it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. You know what I mean? So that's it. And again, running data, being on top of data from day one, and see exactly what kind of traffic is coming in first day, second day, third day. You can see very quickly the kind of player and the kind of behavior. If everyone a low deposit, everyone a lot of registration FTDs, all the deposit same amount, just over the threshold to get the CPA. Not really the realistic behavior of a normal player, is it? So I think there are a lot of ways to do it, and yeah, no fault for someone that promise you crazy number, because in most cases they don't deliver unless they're a well-known player. And again, there are not that many well-known players in the market who will work.
In our
Marcin, from
case,
your perspective, I mean, let's stick to affiliate. How to be safe with affiliates?
in our case are the same, because there is a coming new operators. We want be in your website. We are ready to pay 75% revenue share. Come on, I know. Alessandro, you already told that there is no business. So why they will pay 75%? Why? No, because you will not get money. And so in this case also for me it's a red flag. Oh, we can offer like 75% for free first 3 months. Come on. There is no business. There is no business. It's a red flag. And plus they're okay, sometimes they are coming and we are asking like 200 euros to get in our website by 500 euros. They are not ready to pay. Come on, 500 euros. Because what I know from operators, they speak with each other. And if I ask 500 euros, you can ask other operators. They already paid it. They are in our website. They are already in our website like 2 years, 3 years. So yeah. So in our case, it's the same. If they come and looks too good, it's bad.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you for that. So let's get to the part about unethical practices on the market. You Martins already mentioned, positioning on a keywords of a specific brand. From your perspective, since you represent affiliates here, are there any typical unethical practices by operators that you saw? That's legal, that's fine, but they shouldn't.
Well, I even don't know. Maybe change revenue share in the middle of deals or closing affiliate platform. They can close, and that's all. They close the affiliate platform. They close affiliate deals. So that's all. How ethical is this? So we work in revenue share in the long term.
I also believe there's something you haven't mentioned before that I know for a fact that happen, especially on non-regulated, because on regulated market it's difficult to get multiple licenses, but on non-regulated market where you can run 20 different brands out of the same license, they just get you to get the player in, and then they open brand B and they cross-sell into brand B, cutting you basically out. So that's something that I know for a fact happen, and is a very well-known practice on let's say gray markets, and you don't really have control over that because you're driving traffic to Martin's, and then Martin said open on the side and call it Bartek, and all of a sudden email all this player, oh, this new site called Bartek has a much better welcome bonus, come and join it, and it cuts you out. So that's something that we operator do sometimes, because again, why not? But I don't think it's super ethical. But again, we're all in to make money, so sometimes the ethic part goes out the window a bit, especially if you're struggling. So yeah, I would say that when brands are struggling, they tend to do things like this. Happen a lot less, obviously, on a regulated market where a license costs a couple of 100,000 a month, a year, or a couple of million, like now in Brazil, where I don't know, I think it's 6-7 million or whatever.
But I also seen that operators did bad deals with software providers, and in this case, again, they don't earn money because a lot of commission take platform. And what they are doing, making a second brand, how you told already, and cross-selling. Because they can't live with this commission what they get. Because platform take a lot of money sometimes.
Tell me about it.
All right. How about the affiliate side? You Martins, you already mentioned that keyword positioning. Any other shady tactics?
Again, you open a, for example, you have a page review about Bet365, the most popular brand in the world. When you click register, it's opening different brand. You can do it easily, and I see many companies doing this, taking traffic from the brand and selling to another brand. And sometimes even brands asking do this. So operators asking for this.
Yeah, the keywords brand, the taking your traffic is something that it's I would say our first and our number one problem is very clear in our terms and condition that if we figure out that you are actively working on taking our traffic, we're just not going to pay you commission. So we've had a couple of cases, and then obviously you negotiate because you want to continue the relationship. But yeah, that's for us. That's the main issue when someone bid on the same keywords that you're bidding on Google Ads, and at the end of the day, you're doing my job. I mean, you're just making my price higher, your price higher, and on top of that, I to pay you when you manage to win the client over. So makes absolutely no sense. So that's something that you can see it through different various tools. So whenever we see that happening, we just withhold the commission. And normally when you do that, people understand very quickly not to do it anymore because that's something very easy to replicate. I mean, you can open 20 accounts with 20 different email and do the same thing. But again, when they don't get paid and they spend money on Google Ads or whatever, it's very simple to kill that kind of problem. You just don't pay them when you realize there is a breach on the terms and condition that you set on the agreement that they sign. So, well, on the terms and condition they accept when they register on Income Access. So,
But sometimes there is a brands who ask, can you do SEO for our brand? And they are paying a revenue share, but they are paying much more less. So they ask, can you make a website like bet365 malaysia.com? And they allow do this, but they pay revenue share much more less.
yeah, I mean, it's because the brand doesn't have the capability to do it. In our case, we have our own acquisition team that does SEO, does content creation, does everything else. So we are happy for you to explore areas where we don't reach. We don't want you to be our competitors on the acquisition because otherwise, what's the point? You're not giving me a service; you're a competitor, so it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I would say that that's the only that's the one that for us is the most important kind of shady practice. That we really fight on it. The other one, I don't know. We don't really care much about anything else, really.
Yeah, because one thing you will see if they send some shit traffic in the 2-3 weeks, you will see that it will not be worth to do it. So yeah.
So another thing that typically goes to the deals that operators sign with affiliates, where affiliate kind of promises upfront that, hey, I will bring you this and that number of users, this and that number of FTDs, and whatnot. And Alessandro, from your end as an operator, you probably, with your experience, you probably have some good common sense if you hear certain excuses. I suppose that sometimes when you hear a certain excuse, you're like, that's bullshit. They never had the option to deliver, whatever they promised to, and right now they're just trying to buy some time and trying to buy my trust a little bit. So thinking of people who are less experienced than you, what's the typical scenario here? What's the typical thing that affiliate would tell you simply to hide that they will not deliver what they promised to?
I mean, again, this goes back to the case where someone wants to play the VIP and he's not VIP, okay? And in that case, it goes back to really and truly to do a proper KYC to making sure the guy is actually a VIP and actually has the traffic that he claimed to have. Because unless you are a startup, if you've been in the market for a while, I would assume you have a product owner that understand your product and your product is performing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the market. I mean, this is a market where if your product is not performing and you don't convert, you go out of business very quickly. If I don't know, in the country we work, if we would be working at 30% conversion rates to FTDs, we would be out of business already because our competitors 70. So if you don't do around that number, you go out of business straight away. So if we never had affiliate coming to us saying, "Oh, the product doesn't work well enough, that's why we don't convert," because we never put ourselves in a situation where we upfront money to a VAP that doesn't convert. Because if it's a VAP, it does convert, and there might be, I don't know, standard deviation where it's plus minus 10% of whatever has been promised. But that again, it's within the parameter. But if someone promises you 10,000 FTDs a month, again, in Africa we work with big numbers, so trust me, with 10,000 FTDs is like having 5 good players in UK. But if you have 10,000, if someone promises you 5,000 FTDs or 10,000 FTDs, they might do 1,100 or 11,000, 12,000, or maybe do 8,000, 7,500. But we never had a situation where someone promised 10,000, it brings 500. Okay. But again, it goes back to not being fooled by a good story. Okay. Because most of the people that come to you telling you they're VAP, you can verify if they really are VAP. And again, you can also work on a deal which, okay, I'll give you a deal for a month. If you don't manage to work on it, the deal changes. So there are ways to make sure to discourage potential scammer from the start. And the scammer is not going to scam if he doesn't believe he's going to make money, right? So I think that's the main case.
Right, Martins, the question to you. Let's stay on an affiliate side. So if you promise something and you know that you're not going to deliver, what would be the excuse that you would put? So like, let's try to warn some operators.
It's always after that I will tell that your traffic is not converting. I will send another operator that and see it's converting. So the problem is in your side, not in our side. Mm-hmm. But also operators are coming, new operators, and okay, we won't be in a third place or in the first place. And when they ask something and they are not ready to pay, sometimes you make a deal, okay, but they promise that conversion rate will be, I don't know, 50%. So if they don't reach this, then they pay extra money for this after the month. Did you get this?
Yeah.
No.
So basically, they charge to stay on the site. If they don't work well, they charge more. Basically.
Yeah, but I will charge more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I will charge more. All right. So in this case, also operators are coming asking really good deals in first place. They won't get, but I know that from this place with this operator who is right now in this place, I will get X money or X players. So if someone another want to get there and can show the same data, okay, pay more.
But yeah, Bartek, I mean, the main excuse is always the product is not good enough. Either that or my 3 main sub-affiliate hasn't started. But again, on one side, if you are an operator that's been in the market for a while and is fairly successful, you have a product person that, I mean, we have a QA team in-house that goes through our product on a weekly basis on all the different functionality to make sure that everything works. So I don't take that bullshit. And the other is having a proper affiliate manager that pushes the affiliate, because if I give Martin an account and I leave him on his own, he has other 50 sites or 65 sites, like I said before, I might not be on his top of his priority. But if my affiliate manager every single day sends a report, how's it going? Do you have any problem? How can I help you? Is the promotion working? How's the conversion? What do you think of our welcome package? What do you think of our cashback? What do you think of our whatever free bets? So if you are communicating with the affiliate, it can't get at the end of the month. First of all, you don't get to the end of the month because you see the progression. Second of all, if he gets at the end of the month and he say, I didn't have time, that's on you. That's not on us. So you need to put yourself in a situation where the problem is not on you as an operator. But I also believe that there are operators that gives you a deal and forgets about the affiliates. And then at the end of the month, hey, you promised me 300 FTDs. Where are those? Yeah, but you haven't given me the asset to do my job. You haven't given me the content to do my job. You haven't given me the time with your team to understand what do you want to push. Do you want to push casino? Do you want to push crash game? Do you want to push sportsbook? So again, I think it's both sides, but we have never had this kind of issues because again, we try to select our affiliate and we try to be very close to them because we want them to work. Otherwise, it's a waste of time for both parties to even go through the onboarding process. Okay, so I think from related to your question, most of the excuses is always I didn't have time or the product is not good enough. And both of them can be debunked very easily if you have a decent team and if you are being in the market for long enough where your product needs to work. Otherwise, you're not going to stay in the market long enough. Unless you're a retail-oriented player that finally decide to go online and start, meddling with affiliate and is learning. In that case, it's going to be a learning process for both. And the affiliate, in most cases, tell you what they need. And you need to listen and cut it in half and not do everything they ask. Otherwise, you're going to end up giving up your child college funds. But I'm joking. But yeah, you know where I'm going. So the excuses are very silly, and they're very easy to get out of those excuses.
All right, so let's take a look on the other side. Typical excuses coming from operators. Like I remember when we talked, Martins, quite a while ago, you had this situation with one of the operators who simply didn't want to pay you, and they were like making up the excuses like, "Oh, the system is in the maintenance," "Oh, we're gonna do it in next week," "Oh, we already did it," and things like that. So, like a red flags of a typical excuses coming from operator who tries to like not play fair with you.
I think the most better case what I had, I already told in last time, but it was that there was mistake in their platform. I think it was mistake. Maybe not. Maybe they will scam us. But what they did, I asked like 10 questions. I sent to operator. They didn't answer. After 3 days, they sent like 20,000 euros.
Out of?
No, they sent in our affiliate account 20,000 euros. But they didn't answer a question. In this case, take my money, shut up, and don't ask again. And yeah, it was funny. It was really, really funny. They paid like 20,000, and that's all. And even didn't answer all about my questions. Mm-hmm. So, but in another cases that they don't pay in a time, yeah, the excuse is it's not working, the payment, or team is in vacation, or the person who need accept also not isn't in office, but still months too they pay. We don't have like companies who don't pay.
All right, but not only about payments. Like I can imagine the situations where you are asking for some assets or any kind of support or help, and you keep on hearing that tomorrow. Or...
No, if you know what to ask, they answer. Maybe not in the same day, but for example, 2 days ago there was one brand that asked about there was some misunderstood the data what we get in 1 month there was didn't look good, and then we asked because I know that in terms and conditions there is that you can withdraw like 2,000 in a day, but the guy wins like 60,000 in 1 day, and in a second day he deposits again, and what the fuck? I know that this guy can't withdraw this money. Why he need add again money? Because he have a money on the account. And then we ask, and yeah, they also answered the shitty answers. So for me, in the long term, with this company will be like a red flag. I will check more and more deeply this company.
All right, Alessandro, from your end, if you wanted to hide your little sins and little mistakes, what would you say to affiliate?
Payment for us, for example, is an issue because we, especially for international affiliate, is an issue because in certain countries we struggle to find forex. So there are months like today I made a bunch of payments for January and we are the 9th of April because we couldn't find currency, we couldn't find US dollars. They are aware of the problem. You communicate every single other operator is in the same boat, because at the moment in Mozambique, finding dollars is extremely difficult. I mean, we're paying 27, 28% above market rate in order to get dollars, because we cannot get them from the bank. So as long as you're transparent, the affiliate has been working with you for a long time. Obviously, the guy that come in today and next month has a problem struggles. Don't get me wrong, but people that's been with you for a while, they know that when the problem is there, you're transparent with them. They tend to accept it. And then, listen, obviously, sometimes we make mistakes, and if the affiliate doesn't ask, we don't go and say, hey, we make a mistake. Okay. The mistake is never on the data, but it's maybe, I don't know, we ran a bad promotion that lost everyone money, or that lowered the GGR of everyone. We are the first one impacted. So it's not like we've done it to sabotage them, because we are the first one that gets sabotaged. But sometimes you try promotion that you don't know how they perform, because you want to try something new. And after a week, you realize, okay, the promotion is costing me and it's not working because they're converting it too well. You just suspend it. And unless the client come back to you, unless the affiliate come back to you and say, oh, why do you run the promotion? The answer is going to be because we thought it was a good idea. And, sometimes we make mistake like everyone else. So, but again, it depends on what you hide. We don't hide on numbers, and we don't hide on payment. Whenever there are delays on payment, our local affiliate get paid the third of the month, all of them automatically. So because they're getting paid in local currency. So the problem is not having the money, it's just not finding the currency. So and again, it's a country spread issues. It's not like our brand has that problem and the other brand doesn't have the problem. And it happened around every few months. That problem happened because the deficit of import export is too far, is too wide, and the dollars becomes difficult to find. And then equalize again, and you start finding dollars again. So, and again, we try to pay them before taking out our own profit. So there are cases where we have profits sitting locally and we don't take them out, because the first dollar that we find, we pay affiliate. Because again, we want to protect the business. If you don't pay them, after a while, they stop working with you. So, but I think that's the main issues that we have with our affiliate. But again, most of our affiliates have been with us for a long time, and they have been through it before. They know that it happened, and they live with it.
As a final note, and as a final question, imagine we all live in a wonderland. Everything's perfect, everything is so beautiful, everybody's like, happy and honest and all that. What would be the thing that you'd like to introduce? Like, we all know that reality is different, but if you were to change one thing in the relationship between operators and affiliates, like you, Martins, you mentioned the blockchain based things. Any other ideas?
I think if someone will do this, and it will be game changer for affiliate and operator relationship. It will be game changer. But okay, in a regulated market, I think operators will agree on this, but non-regulated market, I don't think so. I don't think so. It will happen, but we can dream about it.
I guess there's greed, right? I mean, in every aspect of society, there is greed. So everyone wants to try to make more money, and there are the honest person that are willing to say, okay, this is what we can do. Let's work together, or let's not work together. And they're the one that try to work together at any cost, even by cheating, and that goes both sides. So if I could change something, is the level of honesty. But again, there's not solely a gaming problem. It's a much bigger problem that we have, which I don't think this is the right forum to go into it, right? So
Right.
Yeah, well, blockchain thing would be easier, right?
yeah. But again, I believe that if you do that and the deals goes down, everyone will be happy to do it, because if 10 brands does it, everyone will work with those 10 brands, right? Because they trust them. And then 10 more brands will do it. And then whoever is left out, we know they're the scammer. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're going to be cut off anyway, even on a regulated market. When one guy starts doing it, he's going to get 10 times more traffic than everyone else that does it. Proof transparency is harder than we think it is. So if you can have a way to prove it, that is blockchain, I mean, is untamperable with. But obviously there are technical issues that everyone should have to integrate with it. Good luck with that. But yeah, that would be a dream scenario, I would say.
And even I think after that, okay, even a revenue share will drop down. There will not be a guys who will, oh, we already pay like 70%. No, there will be, I think it will drop till 20, maybe even 15%, but all will be clear and...
You make the same amount of money with that 15
Yeah.
you're making now with the
Yes.
50.
Or 70.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. But I is an utopia that will probably never happen. So we just need
You
to
never
do our
know.
due diligence.
You never know.
I hope.
I hope so too.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your experience. Anything else to add, Martins, Alessandro?
That's all. Thank you, Bartek.
We've not had any any knuckle at, we didn't fight, we didn't throw chairs, so it went pretty well. So.